Hello, and welcome to our Total War Warhammer 2 Let's Play, this time focusing on the ancient Lizardmen. Now of course, a battle is nothing without context, but if you do want to jump straight to the action, you can click the link in the description to take you straight to the battle. For those of you that do want the context, today we are playing a chokepoint battle, available on both custom battles and on the main campaign map, defending the Amaxon Plain in the Eastern Coasts of Lustria against the Skaven hordes. Ever since the arrival of the Ratspawn in Lustria, the Lizardmen have vowed to wipe this race and their foul presence from the face of the new world. They have spread like a plague across Lustria, and this Skaven Warlord has clashed with the Lizardmen at this Amaxon River crossing. Upon a rat ogre bonebreaker, he is even more arrogant than usual. This Warlord needs to prove his worth and get himself out of the rat race. As we can see, he has brought some of his most repulsive warriors with him, including the Hell Pit Abomination and the Warp Lightning Cannon, which will both cause us lots of trouble. In the army there are also Plague Censer Bearers, carrying their flails filled with poisonous Warpstone incense, which will cause a debuff to our units. Leading our defence is Lord Mazdamundi, a powerful spellcaster and the oldest of the living slang, with his legions from Hexoatl, the City of the Sun. Now, I'm going to highlight a few key units for the Lizardmen in this battle. First, we have the Chameleon Skins, who, you guessed it, are very good at hiding on the battlefield. They have the ability to move hidden on any terrain and can also fire their poisonous darts while moving, so are a very powerful ranged unit. Then we have the Temple Guard. These extremely strong units will be vital in the battle as some of the Lizardmen's oldest warriors with the highest armour available in the Lizardmen infantry roster. The last unit I'm going to feature are the Croxagors. These mighty beasts of pure muscle will smash through most units and are certainly going to send a few Skaven flying in this battle. They also cause fear, which will help reduce the leadership of the already weak-minded Skaven horde. So let's see how I've decided to defend this oncoming attack. On the left we have our Skink cohort, a Carnosaur, Croxagors and Chameleon Skins. And then behind them some Cold One riders led by a Saurus Scar veteran, hidden away in the forest, ready to flank. On the right side, the bulk of any good Lizardmen army, some Saurus warriors with shields. Behind them, some Skink cohort with javelins, and then Lord Mazdamundi being protected by his Temple Guard. Then way over to the right, using Vanguard deployment, we are being supported by two units of Pterodon riders. They are hidden in the forest and should be able to provide a sneak attack on the crossing. Now, the Skaven army are making their approach, and let's smash some rat skulls. First things first, I'm going to take a little gamble and send one unit of Cold One riders to see if I can scout ahead and flank the enemy. So I just need to make sure my other units allow them to pass through quickly. That Warp Lightning Cannon is already causing a bit of trouble, so I'm going to make that my main target when the Cold Ones get over there. These units can go back into position now and keep defending this crossing. Oh dear, the Skaven are scurrying out of the trees now, and I may have just sent these Cold Ones to their death here. Now, it's time to focus on this oncoming army. This is the perfect time to use Mazdamundi, one of the most powerful magic users in Warhammer 2. I'm going to drop the Net of Amintok on those units on the bridge to trap them in place. I also need to move the Pterodons out of their cover and over the bridge. Their drop rocks ability will cause devastation on the Skaven stuck on the crossing. There's no way they'll be able to claw their way out of this one. I'm going to use one of Mazdamundi's powerful abilities too, Banishment. This is a vortex spell that's sure to send them flying. The army on the left flank is now approaching, and it's time to take advantage of some of these monsters at my disposal. The Carnosaur and Croxagors will make mincemeat of them. The Pterodons have dropped their rocks now, but they still have some missiles to throw. They can help support this left flank. The bulk of the Skaven forces are now at my Saurus warriors, and it's about to get messy. We need to ensure my left flank is still pushing up though, and need to take the fight to them. This is probably a good time to use Harmonic Convergence, a spell that will give those Saurus warriors a melee attack and defense boost, so they can carry on hacking away at those rats. I could use the Net of Amitok again here, but they're already caught on my front line, or even the Ruination of Cities, but to be honest, it would probably just damage my own units with its random direction. My Crocscores and Carnosaur are already causing devastation, but I'll make sure my Skink cohort are supporting them as much as they can. My units on the right flank seem to be winning their fight, but the Skink cohort with javelins have run out of ammunition, so it's time for them to get their hands dirty. I'm going to use the Comet of Cassandra to try and defeat this right flank for good. Those units look like the perfect target. The left flank is not faring as well and have retreated back across the bridge. That Hell Pit Abomination is causing all kinds of trouble. Now it's time for Mazdamundi to bring the fight to the other side. I'm going to move him and his Temple Guard over to make sure we don't get flanked. It's not quite time for these cold ones yet, but I hope they're staying warm and ready to fight. The Pterodons are putting up a decent fight here, but they are taking quite a lot of damage. We might have lost this initial side, however this is the perfect time for my Sara's Scar veterans and his Cold One riders to start making their push. They've made a great charge there, and even though we lost one unit earlier, the rest of them have proved super effective. It's time to finally send these Skaven back to where they came from on this right flank. I'm going to throw all my Lizardmen at those last remaining rats. Now, we need to get the Temple Guard into a useful position and try and get round the side of these units. That will knock their morale and they should rip right through them. I also need to make sure my Skink cohorts aren't running too far away. The battle isn't over for you yet, guys. It's also time to drop another Banishment Vortex on those units. Mazdamundi keeps a safe distance, but he's still racking up those kills. My Crocscores are rallying, but they've gone out of control. One of the Lizardmen army traits is that some units can go on a rampage. This means that I can't control them and they will just attack the nearest enemy units, so it's really on them now. My Cold One riders have caused plenty of damage into that front line, but it's time for them to try a flanking maneuver. I need to deal with those slingers at the back of their army. Now, I've decided to finally use the Ruination of Cities behind their flank, and hopefully the old ones will grace us with some good luck, and this ability will cause a lot of damage. It's not bad, not bad. 2 good hits and 1 miss, I'll take it. We just need to make sure that all of the units are getting involved in the fight here. Skaven are all about numbers, and I need to kill as many of them as possible. I'm just making sure all of my units are getting involved in the fight here. We don't have room for any lazy warriors in this legion. My Pterodon riders have rallied and can start attacking some of the rallied Skaven units at the back of the battlefield. The right flank is ours, and it's time to push this vermin out of Lustria for good. This also clears the bridge for my Cold One riders who have finally got away from the front line. I'm going to use another Comet of Cassandra, as it will cause the most damage in this situation. Mazdamundi's spells and abilities are perfect for this kind of battle. Just making sure there aren't any cheeky skinks hiding in the woods here. I think everyone's involved now. The Hell Pit Abomination is trying to run away, if you can call that running, but my Carnosaur will track him down. My entire right flank has pushed through, led by these Cold One riders, and are about to deal some real damage. They're hot on the tails of these Skaven. That flank has caused a morale drop, and some of them are beginning to rout. One final comet should do the trick here. And as we can see, the Carnosaur has wrecked the Hell Pit Abomination. The foul creature is dead. While casting that though, the Warlord has decided to make a move on Mazdamundi. He's obviously had enough of his spells. I'd best send in my Scar Veteran to help. He is much better suited to this sort of fight. Now I've lost control of the Carnosaur, but he did defeat the Hell Pit, so I'll allow it. And it turns out I've actually lost control of quite a few of my units. They've gone on rampages, but it doesn't matter now as the battle is won. We've defeated this Warlord, who managed to survive with a whisker of health, and his horde is scurrying back to the hole they once came from. Thank you very much for watching this Total War Warhammer 2 Let's Play, and of course, we'll see you next time.